Hey everybody, welcome back to another MB Harris's Farm video. As you can tell, we have rain coming down. It's sprinkling slightly. It's been raining for the past couple of days. I'm happy with that because I don't have to go out and turn the drip tape on. I'm much more happier coming out here and working in the rain than I am those 90-degree days that we've been having. It's just miserable outside. So today we're going to be talking about direct seed planting method in a wood chip garden. Now, a lot of people tell you you can't do it. Don't do it. It's a big no-no. Always do sets. I definitely agree with that. You can't just go out and throw seed out in the wood chip garden and expect it to do anything. However, there are some ways that you can direct seed directly into the ground in your chip garden. Now, what we mean by chip garden is anything that has to do with back to Eden, permaculture, where you're putting wood chips down over top of your compost layer. The reason why we do that is, well, there's a few reasons. It's a UV protectant. It helps cut back on weeds coming through. It retains moisture. It also helps protect our compost layer from being washed away. Over time, they also break down into that beautiful soil that we call black gold. So now today we're going to be planting 4 different varieties of green beans. We're going to be doing a direct seed method just to show you guys how it can be done. And then we're going to give you a result on what they look like and how well it worked. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. It's really easy. This is going to be where we're putting our green beans at. Every variety we plant is going to be on the same row, all down through there. We're going to trellis it, but right now we're going to show you guys how we directly plant seed into this wood chip garden. So what I have here is just a normal old garden claw. Also, in this little container here, I have some Daddy Pete's 555. Now, this ain't really 555. If you look on the bag, it's 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. That's next to nothing. So I'm also going to show you guys how you can direct seed right into this compost right here. It is cow compost. It's just light fertilizer. There's not a lot in there, not enough to burn your plants, but it does have some, so we're going to use that as our soil. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find ourselves an emitter, and right here's one. And then we're going to plant one, we're going to skip 2, and then we're going to plant another one. So the first thing we're going to do is use our garden claw, and we're going to skip a couple, and we're going to start right here. And all we're going to do is start raking back wood chips. And as you can see, we don't have a lot, maybe 3 inches here on this end. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this claw and we're going to loosen up some of this in our compost and soil layer. We're going to make us a hole here. Now that we have our wood chips out of the way, and we also have us a hole dug here, or this is our natural soil with compost layer in it. So what we're going to do now is take our Daddy Pete's and we're going to fill that hole right back up. Normally what we would do was water that in, but it's raining right now at a pretty decent rate, as you can tell. So we're not going to do that. So now once we get our little hole filled in, like I said before, this is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. It's not going to burn your seedlings at all. And we've been planting seed in it here recently, and it's been doing great. So what we have here, our first one is going to be blue pole beans. And we're going to go ahead and just drop one of those right in there. About 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And what we're going to do, normally, like I said, we would water that in really good. So what you want to do after that is you're going to have to leave your wood chips off of there and leave it just like that until your seedling comes up. When your seedling gets big enough, you can rake your wood chips back around it and go under it, nice and neat. But so far, that's the only way we have successfully direct seeded in our wood chip garden. Now there are a few drawbacks to this. I'll go ahead and explain those to you now. Then I'll go ahead and plant the rest of our beans this exact same way. We'll come back in 4 or 5 days and show you what they look like. Now there are a few drawbacks to this method, and I did say I was going to discuss them with you. So one of them is the situation that we're having right now, rain. It rained all day yesterday. It's going to rain all day today. As you can tell, hold on, as you can tell behind me, it's coming down at a steady rate, but not bad enough where I can't stay out here and work. When you do have bad rains, what's going to happen is this pocket of dirt here is going to get washed out. In really heavy rains, it's going to get washed out. It doesn't take long. Heavy rains, it'll just fill this hole up really good, and then some of your dirt will get washed out and your bean will get uncovered. Well, the problem with that is if it rains heavy enough, your bean can get washed completely out and you not even know it and have an empty hole. Or the next thing that'll happen is the birds that are hanging out around here will see that whiteness sticking through that pretty black soil, and they're just going to come down and dig our seed out. I've seen it happen hundreds of times here. They'll dig our seed out. The bean is already softened up from the rain, and the bigger birds like the crows and everything just tear them up and eat them, and you ain't got no beans. You want to make sure that you directly water this stuff as soon as you get your bean or your seed in. Any seed that you want to try this in, you can use. Just make sure that you soak it down really good, and try to plan for no rain if you're going to do that, because once your soil's already wet and it comes raining, the hole's going to fill up faster. Your seed could wash away way easier than it normally would. Also, another thing you want to look out for when you do have heavy rain, those wood chips will get washed back in the hole really easy. Cover up those seed and the seed just won't be able to push through. You can use pretty much whatever type of soil you want. We prefer seed starting mix. We make our own here, which does include that Daddy Pete's, peat moss, and perlite. That's our seed starting mix here, but right now, today, we're just directly planting straight into that Daddy Pete's cow compost. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this row of beans out right here on this drip line, and then we're going to come back somewhere around 4 to 5 days and we're going to show you guys what they look like. Okay guys, so here we are. We're down here at the Omega Garden. We've had a lot of rain, so I wanted to come in here today, check and make sure nothing's washed away, because we do have fresh corn planted and things of that. But so that's why we're out here today, and while we're out here I figured we'd go ahead and update you guys on our green beans. It's been somewhere around 4 days. However, today's Monday and it's pretty heavy and non-stop. Okay, so the Omega Garden is looking pretty good. We'll give you guys an update later, maybe doing a garden update when everything starts to get a little more established and this rain gives up. But right now we got to get up to the Alpha Garden and make sure that our beans ain't washed away and give you guys an update on that. Okay, so here we are in the Alpha Garden. There's our onions, elderberry. There's our row of tomatoes, and just beyond those is our beans. So let's go check on them. Now this is just 4 days afterwards. Let's staple my drip tape down a little bit more. But you can see them all the way down through there. Okay, so now our next step, now that our beans look like this and they're just high enough, we can go ahead, replace the wood chips up under our beans, and now they're good to go. And they won't get washed away as easy, and those wood chips will help retain moisture and give them a little more support. But I'm happy with the way everything's turning out. You can still see they're fresh seedlings. Here's the bean hole. Now here is the result of why you always want to keep a check. These two right here, that hole and this hole, is covered up with wood chips, and as you can see, Here's our bean trying to come through. All the way down through there, they're doing great. Okay, y'all, that's it. That's all there is to it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.